Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. On the show tonight, we'll be talking about grassroots football and table tennis, grassroots table tennis. And also, yes, on the 17th, talking about the Wafu B Girls Tournament taking place in Ghana. Nigeria will be up against Ghana on Sunday. The coach is optimistic that they can actually win the maiden edition of the Wafu B tournament. And of course, we'll touch down on the National Sport Festival. After so much grammar and deliberation, well, it's not going to hold in January. The National Sport Festival will be in May. That's after so much deliberation. So you hear from the organizers the reasons behind that. Of course, one of the key one is the fact that facilities really not ready. There are other things they want to include in the National Sport Festival, and of course, you'll have time to really prepare for that. NPFL match day 18 will also get our attention on the show tonight. EPL, of course, Liverpool and Tottenham. Liverpool flying high, but Coach Arne Slot is saying that they are not ready for the title yet. They are not they're not favorite for the title because there's still so many games to play, and injury worries more. It's coming in the way of Pep Guardiola because Ruben Diaz has joined the injury list. It's piling up every week. In 11 games, they've won just 8. Not a good one for Pep, and the injury list are piling up. We'll talk more about that on the show tonight. Of course, the big one, the rematch between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk, is on this weekend. Saturday, Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, we'll see the rematch because President Zelensky has spoken to Usyk to actually take it easy on Tyson Fury, not to hit him so hard. Austin, I know this is one fight that the whole world is watching of what's going to happen if Usyk can retain all the belts, or if Fury will get the whole belt back.
Body greetings to you, Cecilia, and everyone joining us on the show tonight. Action-packed sort of sports. What a story. Heavyweight boxing giving us reasons to talk sports. Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk 2. Cecilia, words on the street in the United Kingdom, they want Tyson Fury to win, just as I said last night, so that we can see the trilogy. But yeah, Usyk, you just can't explain what sort of boxer he is, because it looked that same way in the first fight when we thought that Tyson Fury was going to have a boom. Usyk took over in round 7 and then ruled the fight till the end and became the undisputed champion of the world.
Yes.
That we've seen in 25 years. So let's wait and see. The stare down of about 11-12 minutes has given us a sneak peek of what to expect in that fight, Cecilia.
Yes, of course, that's going to form part of our discussion tonight. And in the studio right here in Lagos with me is Olu. Where do I even start? When was the last time I saw you?
I think we're trying to have that conversation just before the show started. And I think maybe 2022. I think it's 2023, but you seem to think it's 2022.
Yeah, I think it's 2022.
Definitely the first time this year.
It's been a minute, right?
Yes, it has.
Olu Adamiloju Saliu, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's always an amazing time on Sports Tonight. And I already know that we're going to have an amazing show. There's so much to talk about.
Yes, so much to talk about. Of course, I mentioned earlier, we'll be talking table tennis. But before Yemi Edu joins us to talk about the Nigerian table tennis youth championship that is taking place in Lagos, it started today. So most of the young stars that you expect, the national champions, are all competing in that. It's just a 2-day event. If Yemi Edun, when he's ready, he will join us, talk more about it. What are we going to expect in this second edition? Because table tennis, they're trying to build from the scratch. That's what they're trying to do. While we wait for him, quickly, we'll talk about the National Sports Festival. The postponement. Were you surprised by it?
This is the second postponement, though. This is not the first postponement. Initially, it was supposed to be November 2024. Yeah. Then we got the message that it's January 2025. And then May 2025 now. I'm not surprised because for an event that's supposed to start in January, by the middle of December, the fact that we did not have certain rumblings already showed you that there was no way that event was going to start in January. And there have been so many things that have come out regarding why this event has been postponed. I don't like when we usually have situations like this. This is a second postponement. It is going to disrupt the plans of some major athletes who want to be there.
Yeah, precisely, because maybe they would have planned to there in January, and then you're not having May. What happened to their full program in their preparations and other tournaments they are taking place, that they are taking part in across the world? Some athletes might just pull out. I mean, we on Austin it was in October, right? In October on this show, when Governor Dakwambiodun actually, inspect the facilities, we're looking at the pictures and we're saying that this will not be ready in January. But we heard him saying that, yes, they will be ready in January. We're wondering if he's going to, just wave the magic wand and then everything, it will be possible. But then at the end of the day, I mean, this postponement that we anticipated have actually happened. But then before we get more on this, let's just take a listen to the secretary of the main organizing committee, Okpara, and Wasiu Siaka, that's the Commissioner for Sport and Development of Ogun State, talking about the reason why it was postponed.
To ensure that all observed issues have been addressed ahead of the Games. Enjoyed for more synergy between members of the MOC subcommittees, liaison officers, and relevant LOC subcommittees. Noted that starting with the 22nd edition of the National Sports Festival, athletes discovered from the National Youth Games in some selected sports will be invited to witness the National Sports Festival as part of a grand plan to nurture them to excel in their sport and develop as well-rounded individuals. Noted the new initiative towards the award of hosting rights for the National Youth Games and National Sports Festival by the leadership of the National Sports Commission. Noted the presentation on medical coverage and enjoined all state delegates to appoint chief medical officer for easy interface before and during the Games. Agreed that in order to give some time to effect the observations and recommendations from the joint technical meeting, the dates for the 22nd National Sports Festival should be adjusted to May 16th to 30th May 2025, and the zonal elimination for team sports for the Games will hold from February 23rd to 28th, 2025.
Let us remain united in our effort, sharing knowledge and resources to create a world-class event that reflects the spirit of our nation and that of our state, that is, the building our future together as well as the new home agenda. This festival is not just an event, it is an opportunity to inspire our youth, promote sportsmanship, and foster goodwill among our communities. So, on behalf of Ogun State Government, under the leadership of our Governor, His Excellency Prince Dr. Abiodun CON, and its wonderful people, I want to extend my sincere appreciation to each one of you for your commitment, hard work, and unwavering support throughout this preparation phase.
In summary, facilities not ready. Austin. All right. I mean, you listen to all the grammar. I mean, a whole lot talking about, different recommendations made by the technical committee and the organizing committee. They had to meet, and then that recommendation was necessary, for them to actually, how do I put it now? Put it as part of what they are planning. So that actually necessitated the shift, because the recommendation noticed during the inspection means they have to, add some things to the venue.
Like I said earlier, this is not something that we want to see, especially because this is not the first postponement. A lot of athletes and a lot of people who actually wanted to watch the games, do not be surprised if people had moved around their schedules to be able to see some of these things. We know how big the National Sports Festival is for fun, sport-loving Nigerians. Now, there's also news that we're getting that the fact that some of the team regional events to get qualifications that will happen in February. So it just tells you that aside the facility, a lot of the final T's and I's had not been sorted out going into this National Sports Festival. That's another 3-4 months. So that's extra time for these athletes with their coaches. They will need longer time at training basis, whatever things that they were doing on the side, they're going to have to put that on hold. It's just not looking good, to be honest.
Okay, it's not looking good. But let's listen to the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Bukola Olokpade, also explaining one of the reasons. The main thing is, since the commission has just been created, or rather returning, they really need time to settle down. And also, not just that, the rescheduling will also help them to create an ecosystem of economic sustainability as mandated by the president. I mean, that's all grammar, but we know why. I mean, seeing all these pictures, it tells you that, yes, they are not even ready. But the fear is that, will this be ready in May? That's the big question. But let's listen to Bukola Olokpade explaining the reason for the shift in date.
The Ogun State and the LOC team vehemently were against any postponement. But in the wisdom of the technical people and the MOC, we just felt there were so many elements that needed to come together for us to give to Nigerians in the spirit of the new definition of sports organization, creating an ecosystem of economic sustainability by Mr. President, and there was need to push it forward to capture all of those elements together. Of course, also to get the commission to settle down properly. And all of these were done in agreement and in approval of Malashe Udiko, the chairman of the Sports Commission. So we're excited that we have a new date. We're excited that it gives us 5 months to properly put everything together. And when the experts speak, you must listen. And if the technical directors, and I'm happy you're about to speak to the chairman of all the technical directors, if they say for wisdom, for cohesion, for a proper realignment of the Sports Commission that is departing from the Ministry of Sport, that there is need to push for a few months, as the Director General will not kick against that.
You have the first joint technical meeting for the National Sports Festival actually has 37 directors of sport, 37 technical directors, all secretaries of sport federations, and the main organizing committee, as well as the local organizing committee. All of them were in attendance, and they had to look at it and decided that, look, this will not work. We have to wait till May. Austin, you've seen the facilities. Will this thing actually hold in May? And are we going to get the best of our athletes competing? Because you're having a shift. Athletes would have prepared for January, and now you're telling them to come in May. I don't know what's going to happen. And there's something he also mentioned, that's the secretary of the main organizing committee, mentioning that the athletes who took part at National Youth Games, they'll just bring them, they'll select some of them to come watch. Can they compete? National Sports Festival is supposed to be open, not closed, not for seniors.
You know, Cecilia, we've been talking about the National Sports Festival not being the same after that long break it had just when we concluded ECO 2012. You remember?
Yeah.
And since then, we've been struggling, to bring the National Sports Festival back. Edo 2020 was supposed to take it back to the level that we know it to be, but COVID stopped it again. All day, every day, I am saying, let's do it the right way. And that seems to be the vibe that the National Sports Commission and the DG seem to be giving. But pictures don't lie. Cecilia, look at it. I totally agree with you. I don't think it's going to be ready by May. But this is Nigeria where, some way, somehow, we do the fire brigade approach and we make it happen. But is it going to be done the right way? You also made a good point about athletes already getting into their season properly by that time. You also had good reasons to question why is it not open and all of that. That's what planning does. When you fail to plan, you're not just planning to fail, you have already failed. And I just hope that they will go back, look at what they tend to achieve with this National Sports Festival and say to themselves, if May is not realistic, then let's take away the shame and fix another date where we know that we can do the National Sports Festival according to the standards that it desires, and let it meet the objective of talent, discovery, and development, Cecilia. That's what really matters. I think we should leave it with that. Let's get into that conversation about grassroots table tennis development in Nigeria. Table tennis development getting us talking. And we like the fact that we have said private organizations and individuals need to come into it. So we're having the Daniel Ford NTTM Youth Table Tennis Championship in Lagos. Yemi Adun is a table tennis enthusiast and the convener of Daniel Ford NTTF Youth Table Tennis Championship. Is right there in Lagos. Yemi Adun, good to have you join us on Sports Tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Awesome, fantastic. That's Yemi with the heart. If I didn't say you on that heart, then I'll say there's something wrong. I'll look for the Yemi that I know. Yemi, good to have you. And thank you for promoting grassroots table tennis in Nigeria. But what is leading your passion? Why are you doing this?
Thanks, Austin, and thanks for the opportunity. I grew up in Surulere, and you all know that Surulere is the hub of sports in Nigeria. You know, sports city, they call it. And the nostalgia of going to the stadium and having options of different sports to watch. Not everybody participated, but we, from the weightlifters to the basketball to hockey, swimming, table tennis, and the table tennis itself is a sport that is very popular in Lagos. I dare say everybody would at some point in time held a bat, even if you don't play to the top, you know, street sides and all that. Again, table tennis is one sport that has not gotten the support that sports like football, which you know that is we all have a passion for football. We spend time with football, but to convey a football tournament takes a lot. To gather 22 players, referee, and all that, it takes a lot. And you are not assured of success because you might have a good striker and a bad goalkeeper or vice versa. Individual sports like table tennis, I feel, because it's grassroots, needs support of the private sector, hence my interest.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for doing this. This is the second edition, Yemi. What were the lessons from the first edition that you're using in this second one?
Yeah, it was a new marriage. We were not sure. I wasn't sure how prepared the association was, but I was blown away by the level of preparedness and delivery they showcased last year. I was very muted in my association last year, but this year we've gone all out because we know we are dealing with people that share the same vision with us. We realize that we have a lot of talents because the winner of our maiden edition is already the national champion and the West African champion, and was also part of the Nigerian team to the All-African game. You know, our vision really is a 5-year vision to have our players take over from the established players like Quadri, who is aging, for a lifetime. So we know we need to start getting these guys prepared. Matthew Kuti represents that face, and he won the competition last year. He was there today to start the retention of his title, and tomorrow we'll get the quarterfinal, semifinal, and finals.
Sounds good. Cecilia is in Lagos with you. I'm sure she has a question or two. Cecilia.
Kuti, I was going to mention him before he mentioned his name. You know, he won it last year. These are some of the players we are looking up to in terms of, taking over from the likes of Haruna Quadri. And also there is also Muiz Adegoke. Which other stars are we looking forward to? And how many athletes do you have this year that are competing at the championship?
There are 64 athletes from about 15 states of the federation. It's a national competition. And I believe there are about 2 wild cards. The scouts and the organizers have been able to. This is based on seedings, and that's why it's called the Elite Youth Table Tennis Championship. Get ready for some surprises because there are some promising players in the 64.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, overall now, what is the aim? Yes, I understand it's for grassroots development. These players, do you guys monitor them or they just compete and then that's all?
Yeah, like I said, I'm based in the UK.
Oh, okay.
The Nigerian Table Tennis Federation have proven that they are well organized. They keep tabs on the players. And I think the fact that Matthew Kuti, that won the maiden edition, went on 3-4 months later to win the West African Championship and the Nigerian National Championship shows that their scouting, their mechanism is effective.
All right. Yemi Odun, thank you so much for taking our time to join us on the show today. Wishing you all the best as we wait for the finals on Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Go on a break. When we come back, of course, we'll be talking about the Chan Eagles. We have 18 players that will be up against the Galaxies Stars of Ghana on Sunday. Stay with Grassroots. This time around, we'll talk football. Yes, football. You know, Dami, you know, when we talk grassroots football and people try to look at the angle of you playing without slippers or something, playing on the street, playing in a very dirty pitch, but we have people who decided to like, okay, yes, we know it's grassroots football. You can actually make it beautiful. Yeah. And that's what is a Cohesion football tournament is all about. Just look at the beautiful pitch where they're playing on. Yes, it's synthetic, but the fact that they're well kitted. And not just that, we're talking about on the 15 tournament. They are well kitted boys and girls, not just for boys alone, boys and girls. And this is the 6th edition. It's the 6th year running now for this particular grassroots tournament. It's known as the Cohesion Football Tournament. Wasback ladies, both the male and female, were the ones that dominated this one. For the ladies, they won. And of course, you have about 40 under 15 players taking part, competed in it. I mean, this is something you want to look at, and you know that yes, you can actually, pick under 17 players from here.
I agree with you 100%. And let me go to the beginning of your statement about how unconsciously, when you talk about grassroots football, the first thing that comes to your mind is muddy pitches, no slippers, playing with your legs. The average Nigerian can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yemi Edu said earlier, you don't have to be from Surulere. The average young person played football with anything around, anything that they could use to demarcate a post, they did. But like you're talking with Cohesion football there, a lot of older generation players or people that talk about sports didn't have the opportunity to play on pitches like this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about myself as well. It didn't take until a lot later in life to be able to play on pitches like this. And when you have a situation where under 15s, a lot of under 15, most under 15 students are in secondary school.
Yes.
Most of them, and then they have this exposure. They get to play in a structured, well-organized tournament. They understand the dynamic of having a team. There's going to be a captain. They will have detailed instructions from a coach. It is at tournaments like this that some people realize how good they are. Sometimes everybody just feels, I can go outside, I can play football. But when you have a structured tournament like this, that is when it really hits you that, okay, I'm playing some of the very best in a structured tournament, and I really know what I'm doing.
And of course, they'll have the rules, regulation, and everything, FIFA standard, everything follows. Austin, this is something we always want to see, something beautiful where you know that, yes, athletes can easily be picked from here, and these players already understand the rule of the game.
That's right, Cecilia. Just last year, I took a course football as a tool for social cohesion. And right there, I discovered the power of sports to transform lives. How it can bring the world together, promote solidarity, and give people a sense of belonging. And that's what I'm saying with these pictures, The guys that put together this competition are already winning. And when I looked at the name of the competition, I saw cohesion right there. I said they know what they are doing, particularly using it to empower the girl child. And you just talked about some of the faces we're seeing now, the names. You'll be shocked how this grassroots tournament can actually help them to go all the way. Let's listen to the organizers and talking points coming out of this Cohesion football tournament, one that can actually promote unity, solidarity, and a sense of belonging in the society.
So it's been challenging, it's been encouraging, and it's been consistent. Yes, and that has been our watchword at Cohesion Football Tournament, because it was born out of a strong desire to encourage young children to go to school and to play football. I mean, we were just driving around the street of Surulere and we saw some kids playing football on the streets during school hours, and we were forced to ask them, why are you guys playing football during school hours? And you know the way kids are, they don't lie. And they said, oh, mommy meal, so old school. Like my mom didn't pay my school fees. And I was like, but the Lagos State government is giving free education to students. They couldn't answer the question, but I knew there was a gap somewhere. No, and I did them now with a little cash and I asked them to go. You know, so I was forced to tell my wife that I think we need to fill in that gap. And we thought it wise to use the tool called football to reach out to these young kids that fall between the ages of 9 to 15. Because you know that's a very, very critical age for mental development and physical development. And that's the age all these young kids tend to adopt different bad habits. So we're using the tool called football to reach out to these kids that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve, and they can also stay away from joining bad gang cultism and the likes of it. So that's what gave it to Cohesion Football Tournament. It has been fantastic so far for the past 6 years. Yes, talent discovery has been very, very incredible. Yes, because a lot of kids right now, I can say for a fact that some of them have developed that love to play football, and they developed their skill when it comes to football playing. Now, the Cohesion Football Tournament haven't been established for the past 6 years. Has also formed a smaller team of kids that we've adopted from different teams. Now, there are different competitions that we engage these young kids with, and some of them have been picked to represent Nigeria outside this country, which they will go. So I can say that it's a work in progress. And these talents are being discovered on a yearly basis, because it's not just a one-off thing, because we also have a mentorship program that we also organize for these kids for a year. We organize symposium, we take them out for excursion as well, to expose them to see the other side of life, because not all of them get the opportunity to see something unique. So we bring that opportunity to them, give them that platform to express themselves through the Cohesion Football Tournament initiative. As Grassroots Football Tournament is the bedrock of every strong national team, and that's what the Cohesion Football Tournament is bringing to the country called Nigeria. We are opening the eyes of our football federation so that Ghana football can produce the best of the best.
That's what it is. Football can actually do that. You know, football can transform lives, and the Cohesion Football Tournament has exposed it once again that we can use sports to address some of the ills of the society. Cecilia, even the International Olympic Committee, remember, that's what gives birth to the refugee team, you know, because we was easy to say, look, these guys are members of the society. Let's give them a sense of belonging. Let's give them a platform to express their talent. And I love it so much. So Nigeria, let's use sports some more, particularly football, to change around some of the ills in the society. Definitely key and the best thing to do. Staying with football, but this time around we're talking at the elite level. This is the Chan Eagles, Super Eagles Team B, home-based Eagles, whatever you want to call them, but they're preparing for the African Nation Championship, which is players in Nigeria, players in Africa, players playing in clubs in Africa are the ones that can take part in this tournament. And that's why the coach, the stand-in coach, that's how he's being referred to, Daniel Ogumodede, has picked Rabiu Ali and 17 other players to actually play against Ghana's Black Galaxies in Accra. That's where this will be taking place. It's the 8th African Nations Championship qualifier match. The first leg is in Accra, second leg will be in Uyo. So we'll just reel out some of the names, some of the big names that are actually on this one. The fact that Rabiu Ali is leading the pack is what everyone is happy about. We'll go through the names and then we'll try to dissect some of the names that should be here and the ones that are not here. But first of all, we'll start off with the midfielders there. That's what we are starting off from. You have Jide Fatokun of Remo Stars. He's part of the squad. Rabiu Ali, of course, of Kano Pillars. He is, one of those players that have been there for a very, very long time. Imagine he's 44 and he's still playing very good football. Xavier Isaac of Rangers International, Musa Zaid of Academy Warriors, he's also part of the squad. They go to the forwards, Anas Yusuf, if he's not here, who else will be here, who plays for Nasarawa United, Adamu Abubakar of Plateau United, Sikiru Alimi of Remo Stars, you have Emmanuel
Ogbole of Kwara United, of course, Papa Daniel Mustafa of Niger Tornadoes. So these are the forwards. Go straight to the goalkeepers, Erin Ozomena, Kayode Bankole of Enyimba and Remo Stars. Defenders, Ismail Sadiq of Remo Stars, Waliu Ojetoye of Korodu City, Imo Obot of Enyimba, Junior Unduka of Remo Stars, Victor Collins, Nasarawa United, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi of Rangers, of course you have Stephen Mayo of Rivers United. So these are the defenders for Super Eagles Team B. They are going for war against Ghana. I mean, the Jollof is going to be sweet this weekend. While we are, really talking about these stars, I mean, is there any name you feel is missing, or these 18 players are good to go against Galaxy?
I think we have Ibrahim Mustafa, who is the second highest goal scorer in the NPFL and is not on this list. And that was just one thing that struck out for me. Yes, everybody has been talking about Anas Yusuf throughout the season, and then he's been absolutely amazing. I know he's one of the players that has really shone, and Rabiu Ali has been fantastic. But I think the fact that the second highest goal scorer in the league is not on the list is just something that, okay, maybe you say you can have too many strikers, but you expect that if you're going to take 2 forwards at least,
those
the best should be in the NPFL. But I trust these players. We have a lot of really exciting players in this particular list. We've seen some team-up friendlies from the Super Eagles B team, and yes, the Ghanaians have a lot of excitement in them as well, but I'm really, really supercharged to see what we can do.
What can we do against the Galaxies of Ghana? Austin, what can these boys that we've seen do against the Galaxies of Ghana? This is the fixture for that day on Sunday, Ghana, Nigeria, Accra Sports Stadium, 5 p.m. That's when the game will be played. We have so many exciting players that will be prosecuting this one. Austin Eguavoen's name is not part of the coaches that will be going there. We don't know if he's going to be on the bench, but from all indication is Daniel Ugmonde has been in charge of this team, and he's been trying to see how they can actually prepare at a long stretch. Every weekend, most of the players leave to go play the league games, and then they come back to camp. It's been scattered, Austin, for him.
Yeah. It has been, and I've been the one always calling for a program. Look, give football a soul in Nigeria. Let there be something that we live for, because if you have young players, even from the NNL, from the NLO, let's say you gather 20 persons, they are playing together, and 5 of them click, have an understanding. And then you bring the elite guys like Rabiu Ali, Sikiru Alimi, the Sadiq, and you join with that. You already know that you had a program you were following. We can't keep doing all these fire brigade approach. And as she said, it's so true, it's so scattered, But what can they do against Ghana? Avoid their jollof rice when you get to Accra. Don't look at their women. Just stay focused. If you are not winning, don't lose. That's very, very important. So that when they get to Ikene, they will just wrap it up. I like the fact that Coach Ogumbodede has been the one in charge, knows Ikene so well, knows most of the players that are in the team. And I think Remo Stars has about 4 or 5 players in there, and they are very good players. I like what Damilola tried to do, but with this list, I don't want us to start saying who is here and who is not there. Let's use this charm to reflect, to ask ourselves again, what are we doing for league football development in Nigeria? And why is it that these guys, they just want to play one season, shine, and then go to, even if it's Libya or Iraq, to play football? So when we start thinking this way, Cecilia, and we start addressing the issues from the root, then we'll take competition over our mind. That's why it hurts us so bad when we don't qualify for competition, because that's what we have seen our football to be, just for competition. But I like this team. I've been talking about the NPFL 25 since it started, and there is no name on this list that I don't talk about every week. That's why I want to say well done to the people that put together this list. Every week, these names have reasons. I was so happy when I saw Emmanuel Obole in there. He is for Kwara United. I think he has scored about 7-8 goals. Very effective. Holds the ball so well. Same with Papa Daniel of Niger Tornado. Very good with the ball. Anas Yusuf is a weapon of mass destruction. Can't talk enough about Rabiu Ali and the influence he'll bring into the team with his experience. And people are asking me, 44 years old. I say yes. Even calling for Super Eagles Because we don't have any set piece taker in the Super Eagles. Man can shoot, can take set pieces.
Yeah.
He knows how to work the midfield. He is very good with positional play, and his work rate is fantastic.
Yes.
Let's wish the Chan Eagles all the best.
Yeah, I mean, we wish him all the best. I mean, they just have to go to Ghana, and I mean, if you don't lose, I mean, you have to win or a draw. I think a win is perfect for me. All right, let's take a look at NPFL, of course. Match day 18 is getting our attention right now. Kano Pillars, well, definitely. Will Rabi Ali be there? No, obviously not, because already Accra is waiting for all of them. Kano Pillars and Niger Tornadoes will be in action this weekend. Sunshine Stars and Economy Warriors and Benin Insurance and Lobby Stars. So these are the games for Saturday. Now we'll go to Sunday. The games for Sunday. You have Plateau United and Enyimba. This game has been moved to Thursday simply because Enyimba, of course, anytime they're on the continent, these things happen. So Plateau United and Enyimba will be playing their game on Thursday. Nasarawa United and Rivers United will be in action. Rangers and 3SC, Abia Warriors in Kurudu City. Remo Stars, most of their stars will not be available for this game against Bayelsa United. Kwara United and, of course, Katsina will also be in action. That's the match day 18 for Sunday's games. And on Monday, Aqua United will welcome Heartland. So this fixture will be, well, a big one. A big one in the sense that Aqua United are at the bottom. Of course, Heartland have been rising for a while now. But then, crystal ball. I mean, you can look through it and just see which of these games get your attention.
I'm really excited about what has been happening at the top of the NPFL.
Yeah.
The two R's, Remo Stars and Rivers United, they've been alternating top spots. Maybe when Remo Stars draws, Rivers United gets to win and they go on top. And I think Rivers United have a very, very good fixture to continue this form. They are away at Nasarawa United. Nasarawa United are one of the worst teams in the NPFL. They are currently in the relegation zone. Rivers United are first. So I think this is a match that I want to see how Rivers United are able to do if they can continue. They have the best away record in the league, but they've not won any of their last 4 away games. Can they finally end the 2 draws and 2 losses away from home? I think this is a very good chance for them to do that.
That's the one you're looking at. Austin, I know you're looking at one big one. Which one of all these games? We know Enyimba and Plateau will have to wait till Thursday to see what's going to happen in that one. But Rivers, 3SC and Rangers, that looks like...
It has to be Rangers and Shooting Stars. Cecilia, in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, that fixture will lock down streets. You know, it will shut down traffic, you know.
Did you say we lock down or will lock down? Not you, because I know at that time, obviously, I'm watching.
Cecilia, show some respect.
Right? Yeah, don't kind of turn up now.
In the 70s, 80s, and 90s, when Rangers and Tracy, the player, back in the day, they were known as One Young National. I know you're still young there. You won't really know this.
It's only Ken that can talk about 70s and 80s. We know that. We both know that, right?
What I'm saying is bring it to recent times. This is a big fixture. Rangers seem to be doing the right thing, Cecilia. When they go away, they don't win, they are not losing. They were away 2 match days ago, they did not lose. They went to Katsina United, they played a goalless draw. Now they're going to be playing Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars are also enjoying good form.
Yes.
I think they've recorded 3 consecutive wins, and they're beginning to get their rhythm. I think they're 7th on the log.
Yes.
Rangers are 3rd on the log. So Rangers at the Cathedral will say to themselves, now that Rivers United and Remo, they are doing like this, and Remo now will have most of their players busy with charm. Rangers will say, okay, this is our opportunity to take over. So you need to win big in this sort of fixture. So I'm looking forward to see what will come out of that one. Bendel Insurance, Lobby Stars. Bendel Insurance did well for themselves, going away to Heartland in Owerri, not to lose. They came back, and that game ended 1-1. So momentum is on their side. But they're still 19th on the log, and that's because of the bad start they had. Now, Lobby Stars won their last game, and we're hoping to keep their momentum going. So that one definitely will get us talking. Notice I'm trying my best not to talk about Aqua United, because they've been all shades of appointment. And then Remo Stars, Bayelsa United. Bayelsa United have been unbeaten in their last 4 matches. Remo Stars did just enough to try to win that game in Lagos against Ikorodu City. But Chinonso's late goal said no for Ikorodu City. So Remo will try all they can to see if they can beat Bayelsa United to keep their relevance at the top of the table, Cecilia.
That's what's going to happen. Fidelis Ilichukwu, of course, is also with the China Eagles. So for Rangers, the coach will not be there. Maybe this weekend, so many teams will definitely drop points because their players are on the continent. All right, now let's talk about the Flamingos. Of course, the highest scoring side. Only Benin Republic gave them a tough one, 2-0. I mean, when you've been beating teams by 9-0, Cote d'Ivoire was 3-2 and Benin 2-0. They will be facing Ghana. Black Princess, Maiden Princesses on Sunday. And Coach Bankole Olorukere has been talking about that. Can we expect something different? Because Ghana started at the beginning, but they've been having a smooth sailing, except against Cote d'Ivoire, when they had to concede 2 goals. But they scored so many goals that you've lost count to 14 goals that they've scored so far. Let's take a listen to the coach talking ahead of the game against Ghana. Also on Sunday, and of course, you know where the tournament is taking place. It's in Ghana.
I expect this tough match, and they really give tough match. And again, it's going to be a good final for us. We are looking at it because this is what happens when we go. You have a free ride to the final. You just find out that what you will get in the final will not be anything. So we have a stable position. We have tested football and pulled out what we see good football in the final. And that's if we are qualifying for Africa to the World Cup. If you have stable position, by the time we go to the World Cup, we'll be more better team than South Africa. So it's okay for me. They really tested me. They tested my defense line. They tested my midfield, and then my attackers too saw a lot of hard marking, and they make it impossible for them. And until when they start finding ways and some bit of a tactical approach, one can be able to break the deadlock. So it's good for me. I love the game, and I love the kind of fight that the Benin team gave to me. It's really makes me happy as a coach.
Makes you happy as a coach, especially when your players are playing well, unbeaten all through. Okay, we'll leave that there and wishing them all the best against Ghana. So 2 Nigerian teams against Ghana on Sunday will have to celebrate because our jollof rice is actually sweeter than that of Ghana. Quickly, take a look at English Premier League games this weekend, starting with the games on Saturday. Manchester City. Okay, will they finally start winning games? Well, we don't know. They won against Nottingham Forest. We thought they've turned the tide. But right now, it's not looking pretty, especially that loss to Manchester United at the Manchester Derby. We'll be visiting Aston Villa, who are flying right now on 7th, and Man City 5th. Brentford welcome Nottingham, Ipswich and Newcastle, West Ham United and Brighton, and Crystal Palace up against Arsenal. That's for Saturday's fixtures. For Sunday, Chelsea and Everton, Fulham, Southampton, Leicester and Wolves, Manchester United and Bournemouth. You have Tottenham and Liverpool, of course. This is the game for the weekend. That means Tottenham, Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool top of the table right now.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole lot of story.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of story with Liverpool, but I think this could be a good time for them to play Spurs. You don't know which Spurs will show up. We've seen Spurs this season go to the Etihad and score 4 goals and look absolutely menacing. We've seen Spurs lose to Ipswich. We've seen Spurs lead 3-0 against Man United, almost capitulate and still going to win the game. The good news for Liverpool is they have Diogo Jota back. He came off the bench to rescue a point for them last time out. And I think he's the kind of player that can cause a lot of trouble. Let's not forget that this exact fixture last season had the whole VAR debacle, and Liverpool will try to see if they can get a bit of pound of flesh for that one. I'm tipping on the slot side to get the 3 points.
That's it. Austin, a quick one. Liverpool and Tottenham. Yes, that's the big game. We can't say Aston Villa and Man City. We'll just leave that and the big game this weekend, which is Tottenham and Liverpool.
But Aston Villa Man City is a crucial game also. Remember, Aston Villa didn't win their last game. City, we know they are struggling. But on current form in the Premier League, it's definitely Aston Villa. Liverpool, Tottenham. I like the way Slot is keeping it. He's trying to take pressure off himself. But hey, it's not too early to start talking about your title chances. Because because his team is playing so well. But Tottenham, we know Tottenham, they can actually hurt Liverpool because they are that sort of team that when you underrate them, that's when they do better. But when you expect them to go on to win, they'll fail you. But Liverpool has also shown that they can actually miss it when you don't expect them to. But with what they are doing and their momentum, I'm sure they want to push, go all out to win this one. We'll wait for Super Sunday to tell us what will happen, and then we'll come back to talk about it. For now, that's how far we can go. I cannot wait to see Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. That's a big heavyweight contest. I'm sure you're looking forward to it. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
We are looking forward to that big one on Saturday. Dami, it was nice doing this with you.
Thank you so much. It's always good to be on Sports Tonight.
Okay, we just saw tail of the tape. Yeah, quickly, a quick one. We just run through this one. Fury and Usyk, 36, 37, that's the age. For the height, Fury, of course, is taller, 6'9", and for Usyk, is 6'3". For Rich, 85 and 72, of course, a record. He has 34, 1 draw, 1 loss, and of course, himself has 22. He hasn't lost a game. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Have a good night rest.